There's an underlining narrative from the protests and their key figures that when you see the scenes of violence in Hong Kong, that it is apparently the police that provoked them to do that. They claim that it is a means of self-defense. But honestly, once you look at the evidence in its practical terms, this just makes no sense. It's not just a battle between activists and the police. We've seen how the most violent demonstrators have openly targeted properties and businesses that they deem to be pro-Beijing. They have destroyed Xiaomi stores, they have destroyed Bank of China branches, they have intentionally started fires and destroyed transport infrastructure because it is linked to the authorities. We have seen growing attacks on mainlanders present in the city. We've seen a man set on fire. There's an elderly gentleman who's now passed away after a brick being thrown off his head. The idea that this violence is justifiable and encapsulated in the scope of a retaliation to police activities is absolutely ludicrous, and it more resembles an all-embracing hatred and pursuit of everything linked to mainland China. It's just not a justifiable defense. When I lived in Hong Kong, it was quite evident that there was an underlying prejudice against mainland China. It wasn't just a political prejudice against the mainland, it was a social prejudice too. As the violence continues to escalate, this social prejudice is finding its way into the various conflicts and confrontations taking part. For example, simply speaking Mandarin in front of the demonstrators can be a grounds for immediate suspicion and confrontation, even if you are on their side. Because the movement is driven by a completely irrational and unrestrained hatred for the mainland, this means that the people themselves are simply not safe. It goes beyond the scope of the government and the authorities, and there is no buffer as to what that particular backlash will target.